got a lot to talk about today, guys, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, this is a UFO film by a lady in Argentina. Yet another great sighting south of the border. Let's give a listen.
¿Lo ven? Ahí se ve clarito, miren. Camino a la Verdén. No sé qué es eso. ¿Lo alcanzan a ver?
I love how it reflects off the water at the end. It looks very good to me. Very, very credible sighting of some anomalous thing. Let me know if you think that's a drone or something, or CGI or AI or some other fake. But it looks pretty credible to me. Descending over the water. I wish this was longer. I wish we knew what became of this object. That would make it more credible if it were a longer video. But very intriguing. Look how it behaves as it descends. Kind of fades and becomes more linear. Very, very interesting sighting. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. And that was posted by Wixie and also shared with me by Tim Clark. So thank you guys. Meanwhile, Ross Coulthart is firing back at the Wall Street Journal article that's trying to debunk the entire UFO phenomenon.
It's really important people understand this because this is classic disinformation. This is a very lame attempt by the US military to mislead the public. And the thing I find most disconcerting and very, very disturbing is that if it's true, in the article appears to have the support of the Pentagon's PR woman, Susan Go, or perhaps it's Susan Goff. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name, Susan, but we need to get clarification from the Pentagon's PR woman, who's been very much the spokeswoman on UAPs. She needs to explain whether she does endorse the claims made by the Wall Street Journal, because they are wrong. They are flat wrong. They are an obvious attempt to disinform and mislead the public. And that is a breach of an executive order, Executive Order 12333, that was established by the President in the 1970s after the shock revelations of the Warren Commission, where the Church Commission, where the CIA was caught out doing illegal intelligence operations against US citizens. And there were very strict rules brought in that effectively stop the US military and intelligence community, unless there are extremely good reasons that are authorized, from conducting illegal intelligence operations against the American public, including disinformation operations.
Yeah, disinformation is illegal against the American people. Trying to get a better screen grab there, Ross. Yeah, and he doesn't know how to pronounce Susan's name either. Susan Goff or Go. Nobody knows how to pronounce this name. But he says she needs to speak out, maybe against this information or disinformation in that Wall Street Journal article. Of course, she is behind that disinformation, so I don't expect her to do that. She and, of course, the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, or at least their puppet masters, because they are just part cogs in the wheel, cogs in the machine of a vast operation of disinformation and obviously much more than that. The UFO control group. So, but good points from Ross. It is illegal to brainwash the American public, but that is exactly what the UFO control group has done for decades. So, one more crime to add to the list of crimes they are responsible for. And, another thing we have to keep in mind when we entertain the idea of amnesty, because obviously we would get a lot more flies with honey than vinegar if we're trying to coax people out of the shadows. We're trying to end the cover-up. We're trying to expose the UFO control group and get oversight of its operations, which we need to do. They've been abducting people. They've been shooting at UFOs. Working with beings of other races, possibly involving humanity in some sort of proxy war between races. We don't know what the hell they're doing, but we need to know. This is important stuff that, they need public oversight. We may have to dismantle them and rebuild them entirely. Obviously we need an entity that handles, UFO stuff on behalf of the public, just as we, need entities to fill in potholes. but this is of obviously much more galactic significance, literally. So, yeah, the crimes that the UFO control group have committed include murder and brainwashing and God knows what else. Do we give a blanket amnesty for all of that to encourage an ending to the whole shebang? Or do we pick and choose what we give amnesty to? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But either way, good on Ross for calling out this obvious disinfo. Meanwhile, speaking of the Boogosphere, there was a gentleman in Colombia who was taking making a podcast or something, and a Booga type sphere sweeps into frame. And then he becomes aware of this thing, and yeah, he's checking it out. He's like, what? That's not part of my podcast. So, I mean, is this BS? Is this a fake? Is this a hoax? Or is this a legit sighting of a Booga type sphere or something like that? Looks pretty good to me, but of course, with AI being the way it is, you never know. You never know, guys. Meanwhile, a new military witness has come forward talking about a UFO encounter in 2004. Not the famous Tic Tac incident. This is actually in the Atlantic Ocean on the other side of the country. This is Patrick Goki. I hope I'm saying his name right. Here he is back in his the days of his sighting. Patrick M. Goki. This is from the USS Reagan. Massive orange orb sighted over the USS Ronald Reagan. And thank you, Skywatch Signal, for sharing this. This is a longer video from the Nimitz Encounters, who has done such a great job of interviewing and illustrating the Tic Tac incident. But again, this isn't the Tic Tac. This is from the Atlantic Ocean, and I believe this is the USS Reagan is the name of the ship he was on. And here he is talking about this highly interesting encounter shared by the Nimitz Encounters.
Absolutely. So the first thing I remember was standing on starboard forward watch. That's basically we're looking out for any boats or planes, anything that we can tell the rest of the crew about that we got to look out for. So it was very important to call out everything that we see. Even if you think it doesn't make a difference, it's just something floating in the water, you still call it out because you don't know what it is. So first, I was it almost felt like the sun was rising a little bit. I just saw this bright orange ball, and it was wavy, but somehow still solid, like a plasma almost. And it just appeared over the flight deck, maybe 200 feet off the flight deck. It sat there for about 30 seconds. I remember calling it in. I don't know what my exact wording was. Everybody on the bridge would have been able to see it. But it was this floating orange ball, and it sat there for 30 seconds. It didn't seem to move, but we were moving during flight ups, and it seemed to stay with us, but without any movement that you could discern.
Anyway, he goes on, and after this object vanishes, and let me show you the computer animation of how exactly it vanishes.
2, 3.
Yeah, it shoots off like that. It makes a few half circles, he says, and then it just shoots off. And then after that incident, there was another incident with the same object or type of object. So yeah, I highly encourage you to go to the Nimitz Encounters channel and check out the full interview with him. Really amazing stuff. And then thank you very much for coming forward. So what is this guy? What is his story? I don't think this is the scale these images that we're seeing, where it really does look like it's as big or bigger than the sun. But hey, it could be. I would love to hear from someone who created this video to find out if indeed that is the scale, because man, that just looks huge. Looks huge, guys. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. Let's see. Oh yeah, speaking of the Boogosphere, people have pointed out how similar it looks to the sphere that went down over that airport I forget what we're calling that, but it was kind of a blue sphere, but roughly the same size we're talking about with the Boogosphere. And it also corresponds to the behavior somewhat of the mystery drones, which were shutting down airports and might still be shutting down airports all over the world. So is it a Booga type sphere? Is it a mystery drone? Are they basically the same thing? Because there have been various cases reported of mystery drones that have transformed from orb-like objects. So yeah, fascinating stuff. And if that is too small, I'm afraid my head is probably blocking that. But yeah, there is a
Sky, but
yeah. Okay, is there a way I can show this where that blue orb is somewhere else on the screen? No. Oh well. Well, I will link to this, and you can see this blue orb, probably right around where my head is, that descended on this airport. So yeah, check that out. Meanwhile, a new article talking about mysteries under the Antarctic ice. 30 million year old lost world beneath Antarctic ice discovered, like opening a time capsule. Antarctica wasn't always a desolate icescape. International researchers announced the discovery of an over 30 million year old lost world beneath the Antarctic ice that may have teemed with rivers, forests, and possibly even palm trees. Yeah, imagine finding a palm tree in modern day Antarctica. This finding is like opening a time capsule, said Professor Stuart Jameson, a geologist from Durham University in England. Field work for the ice-breaking study began in 2017 when the team was drilling in a seabed to extract sediments from an ecosystem buried beneath the ice. Upon analyzing the sediment, they happened upon an ancient ecosystem buried over a mile underneath the ice. Researchers estimated that the total landscape located in Wilkesland, East Antarctica, measured more than 12,000 square miles, approximately the size of Maryland. The land underneath the East Antarctic ice sheet is less well known than the surface of Mars. We're investigating a small part of that landscape in more detail to see what it can tell us about the evolution of the landscape and the evolution of the ice sheet. And it talks about the tools they're using to do this. But there you go, a lost world hidden, what did it say, a mile under the Antarctic ice? That is just crazy, guys. I love it. I think there are some real answers to some mysteries that have been plaguing us that are probably in Antarctica. I want to think that this is a step closer to finding what those answers are. I don't know if it is, but hey, it's cool in and of its own. So let me know what you guys think. Meanwhile, Dr. Robert Shipe of Custodian Files sent me this, and I think Chip sent him this video. And this is a possible Dragon UFO activity buzzing aerial vehicles in the Iran-Israel war zone, where you can see these fast-moving objects, blink and you miss it, that seem to be, one of them, in this case, buzzing that plane. Super fast object. Let me know if you think that's a bug or a bird, but very likely a Dragon UFO, that category of UFO, of small objects that buzz aerial vehicles. And there's another one that buzzes this helicopter. Let's see. Yeah, blink and you miss it. There we go. Right around there. Right around there. So yeah, let me know if you think that's a bug or a bird, but a very likely Dragon UFO sighting. Great catch. Love it. Love it. What are the Dragons doing? What is their deal? Is it surveillance? What are they surveilling? I mean, we can see a lot with our own satellites, which are, probably pretty primitive compared to whatever technology is behind these guys. Why do they need to send drones close to these aerial vehicles? What are they getting out of that that they couldn't detect from far away? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Meanwhile, Tim Clark sent me this really interesting article. Churchill ordered UFO cover-up. National Archives show. Okay, I'll bite. The government took the threat of UFOs so seriously in the 1950s that the UK intelligence chiefs met to discuss the issue, newly released files show. And this is from a few years ago. This is released by the BBC in 2010. Ministers even went on to commission weekly reports on UFO sightings from a committee of intelligence experts. The papers also include a wartime account claiming Prime Minister Winston Churchill ordered a UFO sighting be kept secret to prevent mass panic. The files show reports of UFOs peaked in 1996 when the X-Files was popular. Well, yeah. The Joint Intelligence Committee is better known for providing briefings to the government on matters relating to security. Okay, let's get into the Churchill stuff. From Nick Pope, who used to investigate UFO sightings for the Ministry of Defense, said the interesting thing is that most of the UFO files from that period have been destroyed. But what happened is that a scientist whose grandfather was one of his Churchill's bodyguards said, look, Churchill and Eisenhower got together to cover up this phenomenal UFO sighting that was witnessed by an RAF crew on their way back from a bombing raid. The reason apparently was because Churchill believed it would cause mass panic and it would shatter people's religious views. Okay, very interesting that Churchill may have covered up this specific encounter. Of course, Eisenhower is long thought to have not only covered stuff up, possibly created the UFO control group itself, but even met with beings. There's various stories out there of this meeting or meetings between Eisenhower and the beings. But here's one of them per Grok. The primary claim is that on February 20th, 1954, while Eisenhower was on a golf vacation in Palm Springs, he disappeared for several hours. Conspiracy theorists assert he was secretly flown to Edwards Air Force Base to meet ETs. Some accounts also mention meetings at Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico later in 1954 or 55. The ETs were allegedly Nordics and or Greys, and there was a treaty. Yeah, there's various stories out there that he met with Nordics, that he met with the Greys, that he met with 3 different races of beings and was offered treaties by all 3 of them and accepted it with 2 of them and rejected it with another. Did he meet with them one time? Did he meet with them multiple times? One location and multiple locations. Again, the details change. There's multiple, narratives out there. Don't know if any of it's true, but, there's a lot of smoke there. I tend to think there's probably some fire, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if he did collaborate with Winston Churchill to cover up UFO stuff, because he may have indeed been, like I said, the author of the cover-up, or at least the author of the formalization of the cover-up, because it existed before then. Obviously, it existed at least since Roswell. And it's important to note that with Roswell, the Men in Black were already in place. There were UFO sightings before Roswell that we know about. Obviously, they had a UFO in 45, the Mussolini UFO. But the cover-up seems to have existed pre-Roswell. The Men in Black existed pre-Roswell. The mechanism for suppressing this information existed at the time of Roswell. It was already in place by then, very effectively. So it obviously existed before then. So, yeah, how long had they been covering this stuff up? Unclear how much of a role Eisenhower may have played in the continuation of that, or formalization of that, or giving it greater powers, MJ-12 and all that kind of stuff. But very interesting stories, food for thought. I would love to know what the truth is on all of that. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about it all in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Yeah, look at these ducks, these ducklings. You can do it, guys. They're taking their plunge. Come on, guys. Look at this one. Oh my God, now they're all doing it. Okay, a few more. Come on, guys. I've got faith in you. I've got faith in you. I know you can do it. And I love how all the people are like cheering them on and stuff. All right. Yeah, including me. Yeah, there we go. One more. Come on. Ah, you did it. You got the whole clan together. Awesome. Love it. Let me know what you think about these awesome ducks and everything else. Like and subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Buy a t-shirt, become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really do appreciate your support. Thank you. Also, channel members frequently get to see videos hours ahead of everybody else. Meanwhile, plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with the Cosmic Road, signing out.